Yo, we talking about groceries on FBA. Yo, easy. Yeah. J to the O, the Mayos. Groceries on FBA. What you know about that? Step your game up, suck it.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Mastermind for December 5th. Good to see we have at least one of our newer members that joined this week in here. So good to see you, Greg. And if you have any questions, shoot them up in the chat. We're going to talk about a few things, especially moving forward, if it's your first Q4, especially if you're new to RA and OA, other than doing things like private label and wholesale. You have to remember that the dates that Amazon gives you, that doesn't mean you stop buying. Continue to buy and send, and people are going to continue to buy well into January. Of course, people aren't going to be paying $300 for toys because, stocks are going to return and people aren't going to be in such a crunch. But, we have huge sale numbers all the way through. Christmas morning isn't so great, but by Christmas afternoon, people get those gift cards. For one thing, people are opening presents on Christmas Eve, then they're opening them Christmas morning. People open their Christmas stockings and get a bunch of gift cards, and may not open their presents until, later on in the day. So usually the morning is kind of a quiet time as far as sales for me, year after year. But by the afternoon and the next day, people have all those gift cards for one thing. So they're going to be spending all those gift cards they get, or they got gift cards that they didn't want and they sell them and buy what they want on Amazon. The other thing that's going to happen is that, people, after they open their presents, they're going to, either be returning stuff to Amazon or returning them to the stores and getting that money and buying what they want. And immediately they're going to be buying what they want when they didn't get what they wanted for Christmas. So there's several scenarios that's going to, drive your sales again. And wherever your sales are at now, it may not be quite to that point, but it's going to be, still elevated considerably over the rest of the year. So you want to continue to ship as much as you can, even past those dates. And the dates in the Amazon calendar that everybody has been asking about is, kind of the worst case scenario. It's like if, I don't remember what the dates are, but, there's one for Super Saver shipping and one for, the 2-day shipping and the 1-day shipping cutoff, same-day shipping cutoff, and when you need to have the items to the warehouses to get them for all of those dates. So remember, that's like the worst case scenario for those, and I'm just bringing it up right now, the 2016 holiday dates for FBA sellers. So right now we're at the 5th of December. December 14th is the deadline for free shipping for delivery for Christmas. The 19th is standard shipping. The 21st is last day for Prime 2-day shipping. December 22nd is last day for 1-day shipping. The 23rd is for next day shipping. The 25th, take it easy because returns are in your future. Okay, from Seller Labs. So, what we need to think about here is that, those are the last days for people to order. So for one thing, you have to consider the dates that you need to, ship it so you have enough time to get there. And of course, everybody's seen the pictures and videos from the Amazon warehouses. You see how much stuff they're processing. So, they're going to have probably extra time to process that. But even if you don't make it for Christmas, those items are still going to be Valerie's just having problems. So, you have to have the extra time to process that stuff to get there. But even if you don't make it for Christmas, our Christmas sales, our what we would call Q4 sales, go well into January. And as soon as that's over, you reinvest that money into Valentine's Day and then Easter after that, and the 4th of July, and there's always another holiday to be reinvesting your money into. But for now, don't think about Christmas as the very last end date. Let's, continue to be stocking, and then after that, we'll look at reinvesting. But for now, we just need to get as much product as you can, and not worry about dates and cutoffs and all that. Just continue to ship, continue to reinvest your money as fast as you can. So. Don't be so hung up on those dates. And, that's all I really want to say about that. And, so many people are worried about the cutoff times that they're, not worrying about selling stuff. I'm big on, not worrying about all the little stuff, and continue to get your products into Amazon. Selling on Amazon is very simple. People make it hard. People worry about all kinds of things that they don't need to worry about. And what you should be worrying about is, what I consider the 3 things that you need to do to sell on Amazon. You buy the stuff, you send the stuff to Amazon, and you get paid. And you just continue to do that. You take the money that they pay you, and you start that process over. And as long as you keep doing that, if you're gated in a category, well, there's tens of millions of products you can sell that you're not gated in. If you're gated in every category, there's still tens of millions of products you can sell and brands, and whatever you can't sell, don't worry about that. Worry about all of the things you can sell. And if you're gated in something, if you're trying to get, I know we've talked about it before, but if you're gated in, a category that you can't sell in, let me know. We have people that, that have services that can help you get ungated. If you don't want to worry about wholesale and all that, we have people that can do that for you. Just, sell what you can until you have enough money or you're ready to get ungated in those other things. Almost any brand out there, there's a few that it just doesn't work. Like Nike doesn't want resellers. So there's really not a legitimate way to get in there. Valerie, what's up? You made it. New computers, they can be a problem sometimes. So we really need to, you really need to focus on what you can do. Don't worry about what you can't do. Don't worry about the hundreds or thousands of brands that you can't sell. There's always been thousands of brands that you can't sell. There's just a handful that you can't now. If you can't sell Nike, you can't sell Lego or whatever it is, don't worry about it. Who cares? Focus on what you can do. There's so much stuff that you can sell. Don't worry about the negatives. Worry about the positives in your business and what you can do to move forward. There's so much opportunity on Amazon that, don't waste your time worrying about that. Don't waste your time worrying about, whatever it is, your expiration dates or your labels, and especially don't waste time if you don't understand how to do something, you don't know, that's our biggest problem. And of course, our biggest turnover, and the biggest turnover on Amazon, people don't understand how to do things. So you guys have made that step to learn how to do that stuff, but you have to take that extra leap and ask for help. If you don't understand about expiration labels, or I know somebody asked me today about, having a package that they didn't know how to prep, and they asked me, don't waste your time, searching message boards or whatever. Send me a message, send Valerie. That's what she's here for, is to, help guide you guys to get the best, to get on the best track. So if you don't know how to do something, just ask. I'm sure that I've done almost every scenario that you could think of in Amazon, especially if you're starting out. So if you have a question about anything, don't waste time, especially now in Q4. You got to get that stuff to Amazon, source as much product as you can. And if you do that, then, and you don't understand something, just ask. We can give you a very quick answer. I probably made a video about how to do it, and you can keep moving on and keep going. So on to John. I think he asked us about Feedback Genie. There's a couple big ones: Feedback 5, Feedback Genius. The one I prefer, and we do a lot of business with them, and we have one of their senior employees that I do speak with quite often. So, of course, if you have any problems, we can get those resolved very quickly, or questions or anything like that. They also offer a free service. I'm talking about Feedback 5. And we do have, I think, some kind of special link you get. And with Feedback 5, Valerie, are you able to pull up the link for Feedback 5? I'm not sure what kind of deal they had for us, but they're going to be doing a webinar with us. I think we actually have 3 webinars coming up in the next few months with them. They run a few great tools. They have Feedback 5, what's called Restock Pro. If you're doing wholesale, this is a must. If you're doing wholesale, it's going to tell you when you should reorder. It'll keep track of everything with your Amazon account. So when you get down to a certain amount, when you have whatever it is, 10 or 15 or whatever you have set as the amount left, it's going to tell you that you need to restock it, and it's going to know that that specific account is, let's say 20 days out to get it to Amazon, the time to order till they fill it, and then they ship it in, and, it gets to Amazon. And it's going to help you, it's going to create purchase orders. It's going to do all that. It's going to do everything but actually send them out. But it even creates a purchase order for you. You can click one button and send it in. So if you're doing wholesale, it's definitely a must. They're going to do a full webinar just for us, just for the Mastermind group, as well as one on Feedback 5. And they also have a tool called Ecom Spy, which you can basically spy on specific ASINs on Amazon and track them and do all that. So, but what they do for Feedback 5, it's a great tool, and we're going to go through. I'll go through the website and show you. They actually have a free plan. It's going to do. It'll do 50 emails a month. So that way that works is, you may have gotten 500 orders. So it's just going to do the first 50, that it tracks through the API. It's going to send them, requests to leave you feedback. And then as you upgrade, I think it's like 250 or 250 for like 10 bucks. It keeps going up to, I think, like 20,000 emails a month. So they're going to track your feedback, let you know. They're going to help you create the emails, and you can set up templates and all that. And it does all the different, I wouldn't say everyone, but I know it does, Amazon.com and Canada and Mexico and all the, European ones, the UK and Germany and Spain and Italy and France. And I don't know which other ones I'm forgetting, but it does quite a few of them. So, Valerie, were you able to get that link? Oh, you have no sound. I don't know what's going on there, but okay. So we'll get that link for you in just a minute. I think they gave us some kind of a discount link where you get extra. I think you get extra leads when you sign up. I'm not sure what they actually give you, but let me just pull that up for you guys. And you can find all this on your if you log into the website, of course, ShawnMayo.com, where everything's at. And then we have a section called recommended software. And usually we are so much more prepared than this. Okay, so maybe we don't have a special link for them, but we will. I'll check back with them because I'm pretty sure we had something set up with them. But here you can see all the plans. And I'm just going to post that in the chat for you guys. So there's the plans for Feedback 5. Just sign up for the free one. Don't get any of their paid plans. Try it out. See if you like the interface. There are other ones. There's Feedback Genius from Seller Labs, Jeff Cohen, and they also have some kind of a free plan too. So, try them out, do both. They're not going to really interfere with each other. Try one, try the other, see which one you like best. It's the same with all these tools that we talk about, try them out. Almost everybody has some kind of a free program. And it's free. Once you set it up, it's going to automatically every month send out to the first 50, and it's just going to go from there. Let's see. Okay. So Inventory Lab and Profit Bandit, do they overlap in functions, and do you need both? Inventory Lab itself is for listing, and I believe they do have I don't really use Inventory Lab. Now we have used it, but I believe they do have a sourcing option as well. I know it's I think $50 a month. I'm looking on their website right now, but Profit Bandit is a mobile sourcing tool. We use ScanPower. We prefer ScanPower. We've been using it since 2012. We've also tried Inventory Lab on several different occasions. I don't like it because one of the big problems is that it doesn't, when you list with ScanPower, it sends the information to Amazon and gets back the results of what warehouse it wants to go to. Inventory Lab listen back. So what that means is when it's done, when you're done listing everything and you submit it, it's going to send that batch out, and then it's going to get a result of where it goes. So it makes a guess when you first list, and then the warehouses would always change every time that we've done it to help our clients or anything else. So we prefer not to. We just don't like Inventory Lab. Same price, same everything. Profit Bandit is a mobile scanner, just like Amazon has a mobile scanner. So it's really which one you prefer. Okay, so John asked, how to use TA to its best potential. I'm not getting great results at the 50% ROI and above level. Lots of time spent filtering mismatches in Amazon multi-packs, but few results. So we can definitely go over tactical arbitrage. I would hope that you've gone through my videos and the TA course because we've covered, I know that and a lot more. So, it's best to go over that course, but I will cover that and give you some tips on how to do that. And expiration dates, I had 2 products today that Amazon asked for dates, but they were nowhere near, they're nowhere to be found on the products. It can be hard sometimes. Sometimes they don't have them. Sometimes you just have to figure it out. So, if you can give specific examples or let me know privately, I can help you find that. Sometimes there's a lot code. Sometimes they use date codes that can be deciphered. And, there's different websites out there that, can decipher those for you. Sometimes you just have to contact them, tell them you have a lot code and you want to know what the expiration date is. And sometimes they won't even tell you. They'll tell you that there isn't an expiration date, but so when they tell you that, you can ask for what the manufacturer date is based on that lot code, and then what the shelf life is. So they might say there's a 2-year shelf life. And the manufacturer date was whatever, so you just go 2 years from that day. We've run into all of those different scenarios before. Sometimes it's a guessing game. Sometimes they'll just, and usually you can get that information out of there. Sometimes, you might just have to use your best judgment and, figure something out, make it up, basically. Like salt. We've had clients that have, they've tried to list salt and there's no expiration date on. Of course, everything but honey, every consumable or food item other than honey, actually has an expiration date. So, you know, they are there. They just don't want to tell you a lot of times. But the information is there to be found. Um, Regarding ASIN changes, I often get ASIN change messages. What should I be looking for each time to deal with these ASIN notifications? So the ASIN changes are probably the most important messages that you get. There's no automated way to look at them. The only thing you get is an email, and there's more to that question, but you know, pay very close attention to those emails you get. And in the emails, you're going to get, you know, especially quantities. Quantities is a big thing. You know, the weight or maybe a description or a little title change may not be a big deal, but when they change the quantity, when you're listing a single item and somebody changes a quantity to 6, most messages now let you say, you know, that you don't agree with that or don't approve of it, or, you know, I've seen a few different scenarios in those. So you can click on that, but also open a case. You may want to do something to change that listing, maybe change it to $100 or something. So don't sell till you get it worked out, but open a case and say that, you know, that it was changed and it's incorrect and your single item is now being sold as a 6-pack, and it's going to damage the customer experience. Always, you know, talk about the customer experience every time you open a case, because that's what's going to get the fastest results. Also, I got an ASIN change that was a single unit, but later changed to a 6-pack. I fortunately caught this one, but not get multiple ASIN notifications and wondering how that works, who is changing, what should be my processes around it. Okay, so that ties into what we were just talking about. And, you know, just like you can submit updates to listings, anyone who is a seller on that listing basically is assigned a percentage of ownership. So there's some magical formula that Amazon has that's going to decide what, you know, what percentage of the total ownership you have. So every seller on that has that. Whoever created it doesn't matter. With Amazon, it's once you create it, it's Amazon's listing. So whoever has the most amount of ownership, you may have to submit changes 2 or 3 times, but if you open that case, they're usually going to fix that. That's how pictures are updated. That's how you know, weights and all that is updated. Now with weights, you know, if you see like a number with like 10 digits long, they're usually weighing that there, and then they're updating it with, you know, an exact weight. Oh, okay. So we have a discount code for Feedback 5. We don't have, so use that when you sign up. I'm not exactly sure what you get. I'll get with them and find out. Well, John, like I'm going back in messages a little bit, but you said, oh, if you don't use Inventory Lab, then you probably don't need it. Right? We prefer Scan Power. Oh, yes. Sorry. Scan Power is definitely the same thing as Inventory Lab. They're both to list products on Amazon, so you don't need one if you have the other. And they basically do the exact same thing. I told you why I don't like it, but you know, other people have said that they haven't had that problem, so they may have just been lucky. But going back to that, Scan Power does the same thing. Try them both. They both have a free trial, and whichever interface you like better. I mean, I've been using Scan Power since 2012. One of my favorite things, and you'll see that if you watch the videos, is that when you print a label, it prints the warehouse it goes to right on that label. So it knows, you know, for sure it's never changed, not once for me. So, you know, one of the ways that we process things is we can scan all our products. Let's say we have 30 of something. We put them on the shelf. We have 30 of something on the shelf. We take a Post-it note, and I have somebody go count them all up, put put a Post-it note with how many there are, and then we put we take that one with the Post-it note and we scan it and print the labels and put it back on the shelf. And then, I mean, we have a big operation with a warehouse. So what we'll do is, somebody else can go behind it and put them in whatever boxes they go in. But, you could do the same thing if you wanted to go and scan them all, print your labels, and then come back and put them in the boxes. You can do that with Scan Power because it prints the warehouses right there. It doesn't tell you on the screen, 3 here, 4 here, 7 here. It actually prints them right on the labels. Okay, so sorry, I'm just catching up on all the messages. The referral code is exclusively for Mastermind members. It will automatically. Okay, so you get a 30-day free trial for Restock Pro instead of 14. That's great. You'd like to better understand the sequence for using a cashback site along with the gift cards. I've watched the videos, just a little fuzzy. I'd also like to understand how buying the TA list Shawn creates shortcuts the process of finding products. So, okay, so I see there's a few questions about tactical arbitrage, so I'll be happy. It's my favorite thing to talk about. Right now is tactical arbitrage. I mean, the software is just so amazing, and Alex Moss does such a great job keeping up with everybody and adding things. So I'll definitely cover those answers. I want to get into showing you how to use a cashback and gift cards, and also show you how you integrate those inside of tactical arbitrage, and then we'll get into your other tactical arbitrage questions. Okay, so let me just load up a couple screens, and I'll go ahead and share my screen and show you how all that works. And any other questions, of course, go ahead and shoot in the chat. I'm going to, okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so we're here on our tactical arbitrage screen. I'm going to show you two sites that I like the best are, we use Cashback Monitor for cashback sites, and I have to close some of these windows. And we use Card Bear mostly for gift card sites. So let's say, for example, we want to buy from Kohl's. Before I buy anything, before I even start my search on tactical arbitrage, we're going to go to these three sites, and we're going to look and see what's available, because we want to plug them in. We're going to plug them into tactical arbitrage, and we're going to use those. Is this right? So apparently Kohl's doesn't have any cash back. That doesn't seem right to me. Is the only Kohl's? Okay. I knew that wasn't right. Okay, so if we go to Card Bear, we can type in here in the box, as I already did, Kohl's, and we bring up Kohl's, and we see that The best price is 6.2% right now from Raise. So the current discount is 6.2. The average discount that this usually is 9.4% off. So it's showing you that the devices wait because if the discount currently was like 9.4 and the average was 6.2, it would be telling you to buy here because it's saying the average is higher than the current. So obviously you would want to wait for a higher, a higher current price. And just like Keepa, this shows you a graph of history back to the beginning of last year. So you can see there's been a downward trend right now. Of course, people before Christmas are buying gift cards. So now is a bad time to be buying gift cards. But after Christmas, it's going to go up. You see here, this is Christmas, down to, there was no discount, in November. And then we can follow, January 2015, this is from 14, how the discount kept going up and up. This is the beginning of January because people got all these cards for Christmas and then they sold them. So there was so many of them, the discount just keeps getting higher and higher. We can see in 2016, it was as low as 3.2% right after Christmas in 15. And it just continued to go all the way up to its highest point, which was towards the end of January, up to 19% off. So we can see before Christmas, obviously, people are buying gift cards. After Christmas, they're going to be selling them. So right after Christmas, a month or two after Christmas is the time to be buying. And then, it levels off. So this is the area, as you can see, both years, this was the area when, it leveled off to a normal spot. So right now, bad time to buy gift cards. Still, even if you're saving 6.2%, better than saving nothing. And then you can also enter, where you want it to be. So you can see that the average is 9.4. Maybe you don't want to get it till it's 10 or 15 is a high point. So let's say we don't want to we want to know when it hits these high points, and we can just punch in our email here. And it's going to send us an email as soon as it gets up to 15%. So, but you can see here, I didn't buy anything here, and you might want to take that one extra step and click through to Raise, because what we're going to look at here is how you're getting these cards. So there's two different kinds of cards, more at some sites, but as you can see, there's most sites have three options: an e-gift, a voucher, and a physical. So the physical cards are going to have to actually mail it to you. So if you find a deal today, obviously you can't use it. So this, you can get e-gifts. So as long as the card says e-gift, they're going to email it to you. Sometimes it's instant. Sometimes it takes a half hour, an hour. Some sites may take a few hours because they have to manually verify each sale. Regardless, we now know that it's 6.2% that we can get off here. Now, if we look over at Kohl's for the cashback monitor, this is going to show you all your cashback sites. So you'll have to sign up for each one of these sites, and we would, I think we're signed up to every one of them by now, but we would look at which one is the best. We're going to go to that site, create an account, and we see that we can get 10% with Ebates this week, but maybe next week Ebates only has 3% or 2%. And it may be something else, because all these different cashback sites, they're running deals. So just because you got 10% off or they were the best place to go, today doesn't mean they're going to be the best place to go next week. So it's definitely a good idea every time you do a search, every time you're ready to buy, that you want to go and check these sites out and, make sure that it's the best one, or there might be a even better one. So you're getting 10% back, which is huge. You Promise is really my favorite one. They're giving you 5% cash back right now, and they give you 5% at almost every site that they support. So You Promise is definitely a great one to use. It's actually like to save money for college, and a lot of people stay away from it because of that, but you can request a payment at any time you want. So it's not only to go to a college fund. That's just how they promote it. So some other things that are here is if you use travel miles, it tells you which one is the best travel miles, and also credit card points. So instead of getting 1 point, which is usually a penny per dollar spent, you see Barclay cards giving you 2 points per dollar. The Amex Plenty, if you go through the marketplace, it's giving you 3 points per dollar, and you can see as well here all of what each one of these are giving you. So if you have any of these, you're also at an advantage, but you may be able to double these or triple these, however, whatever programs you have going with these, but as you can see, you're not going to get 10% back. So you may be better off doing this than dumping them into, your travel or credit card points. And then there's some other things like swag bucks, and I don't even know what this memo link thing is. It's usually only swag bucks over here. And you can also see how many people have viewed it, how many people have favorited it. And the third thing we're going to do is go to the actual site. So we're going to see what kind of deals they have here. And this ties into another service that we do, which I think most of you guys are already using. But I really usually don't recommend using Kohl's credit cards, or credit cards in general. But in this case, Kohl's has a lot of good deals. But right now, any way you pay, take 20% off. If you use a credit card, you're only getting 25% off, but then you can't get your credit card rewards points or however it is that you're actually paying in the end. And remember, whatever you're doing here, you may be able to get even more back if you're using your rewards. And you can't use these through here, but if you have double for Amazon or other online shopping or whatever, that they're doing, shopping in grocery stores and things like that, you're going to add that into here too. So if you have the credit card rewards, when you put it into TA, if it's 10% back, you may get another whatever back. So don't forget to add whatever rewards you're doing. So right now, any way you pay, you get 20% off. So this is what we're going to look at. We're getting 20% off here. We're getting 6.2% off here, and we're getting 10% off here. So it's not 36.2% that you're getting back. It's actually, it would actually be less, but you have to, because you have to figure it out correctly. So, and I've verified this with Alex several times now. You have to put these in order, because if you just add all those up, it doesn't equal the same amount of money, which is very important. So we know we're getting 20% off if we search at Kohl's. So we're going to type in, we're going to have 20% off here, because you have to do this in the order that you get the deals. So the next one is 6.2% off for using a gift card. Oops. And then number 3 is going to be your cash back, because that's going to be the last thing, and that's 10. So we can't add all these up together, because when we pay, if we spend $100, for example, you get 20% off. So that now makes it $80. So if we took 32% off of, or whatever it is, 36.2% off of the $100, that's going to make it, 33.8%. But that's not actually what you get. So you get 20% off of 80, or 20% off 100, that makes it 80. And then off of that amount, you're going to take 6.2%, because you're actually paying, you're not paying on 100%, you're actually going to pay with your gift card off of the $80 after you get that 20% off. So after you pay this, the total that you pay isn't going to be $80, it's going to be 80, and minus the 6.2% for the gift card. And then whatever the total is, the final total after all these discounts, you're going to get 10% of that back through the cashback site. So I hope I explained that as easily as possible. Let's see. Yes, Santosh, we do use Rev ROI, of course, but the thing that we do is I do use the cashback monitor, and I suggest you do too if you have the other options. But of course, I'm showing everybody the way. We do have a link for Christopher Grant's Rev ROI, and I can show you that in a minute as well. But the thing is that it doesn't show travel miles or credit cards or anything else. It's just going to show you cashback sites. So if you have these other things, and I find it a lot better to use this, beforehand. So when we're shopping or whatever else, I'm going to use Rev ROI because it's going to show the gift cards and that other information on the site. But when we're actually doing the search, when I'm preparing to use in using tactical arbitrage, I don't use that because I want to see all the options available there. Okay. All right, Greg. So I guess you're the one who had the question on that. And we've made videos as well. So if you want to go back and you can watch the videos in the TA training course on doing all of that stuff. And there's a link for Rev ROI. Use the code Mayo, and I believe you get it for, I think, $20 or something to give you $7 or $9 off on top of that. So use Mayo at checkout for your coupon code. When you're using the additional discounts, even though, okay, so when you're using the additional discount code with TA, am I correct to assume that even though the current GP gross profit or ROI may be lower based on just the price differential, but is the ROI displayed based on the store coupon discount, or is it still just the regular ROI calculated by TA, and we have to keep the discount in mind when manually sorting? I hope this question was clear. I think what you're asking is when using the additional discount. Okay, so what we were just talking about here, is this what you're speaking of, Santosh, the store price reductions when you said additional discount? Okay, so yes, when you look at, let's go over to our view data page. So when we look at the results here, these results are based on the discounts. And once you save these, you can see there's no option here. But when we look at, we don't actually use the save list, but okay, so when we look at the save list here, once you save any of your results here, you can update these. Now, you see this gold button here, it says update adjusted prices. So now, when there was a store price adjustment, you can select whatever, you can select the Kmart and then change your store price. So if a gift card sells out or the gift cards go up from 6 to 10, you can change that information here. You can change, any of these percentages. So there's a very easy way to update that at any time. Obviously, if you select Kmart and Toys R Us and Target, Kmart and Toys R Us and Target, then you're going to update the adjusted prices on these three items all to the same percentage. So be careful about what you're adjusting your prices based on. So I hope that cleared that question up. Now going back to our other tactical arbitrage issues. Now, John, I really think that, if you're finding a ton of bad results, the problem with tactical arbitrage and mismatch results, if you're using software or you're using sites that have the listings that are doing UPC matching, then the problem is that when they're originally listed on Amazon, people listed them badly. I mean, that's all there is to it. People didn't do it correctly. So, you know, they bought a UPC on eBay and then they used that to list a product or what was already listed, and they didn't want any competition. So they got another UPC or made one up or got up another product and they listed that. So now your toy is not in the right, isn't listed under the right UPC. It's listed under a different UPC because that one was already used. Or then somebody lists a product and, well, somebody stole that UPC because, you know, they wanted it to make their second one, and now you can't list it under a legitimate one, and now you have to get a different UPC. You know, there's 100 different scenarios that that can, you know, cause things to be listed under bad UPCs. So it's not the software. You know, the software is a computer that is doing a mechanical process. It's looking at Walmart or whatever the site is and matching that UPC number to the UPC number on Amazon. So if it's bad, it's because probably the person who originally listed it, you know, didn't put the right information in. So what we can do about that is, for one thing, if it's a big issue for you, which, you know, I've made videos about this, of course, but, you know, if an item doesn't match, you know, you move on to one that does. I mean, so many people complain about items not matching, you know, and I say, you know, so what? Okay, it doesn't match, move on to something that does. I mean, we're doing one scan that has, you know, almost 900 results, you know. May or may not be okay. So we see this product doesn't match. You click on mark as mismatch, you never see it again. Same thing with whatever's going on here, you know. Mismatch. Okay, I mean, how long does it take to click on that? You're not seeing that, oh, this is a t-shirt and this is, you know, a front bumper spoiler cover or whatever, you know. So we're not going to click on this and open this and click on this and open this and, you know, investigate it. You know, we have the pictures right here. If you're downloading it as a spreadsheet, then, you know, you're wasting time. But, you know, we see mismatch. Okay, this is a mismatch. You know, this is a mismatch. I mean, you know, it shouldn't take a second each to remove these mismatches. Or, you know, if it's something you just don't care about, I'm not buying, you know, well, one's a log splitter cover, and one's a log splitter. So obviously those don't match. This might match if we look into it a little more. It may or may not, but I don't care. I'm not selling a generator on Amazon FBA. So, you know, I'm getting rid of that. This is a mismatch. You know, I mean, I can go through 1,000 of these in, you know, a half hour and get rid of all the mismatches, and then go back and investigate the ones that aren't mismatches. But the best way to find products that are not mismatches, they're going to start out by looking at, let me find the file here. I may not have this up here. Okay, just a moment. I thought I had that loaded. So I'm running a scan right now, as you can see, but usually right here you're going to see a list of the list of sourcing domains. So or it may be labeled as UPC matching. So as you can see here, this is not a list created by me. This is a list created by Alex Moss from Tactical Arbitrage. And go over to the chat. So I just put the link to it in here, but you can get it every time you load Tactical Arbitrage. And you can see this list here. You see the ones that say UPC versus the ones that say title. Now, the title matching is going to show you how good of a match it is. Good, average, very good, poor, above average. So this is what the programmers who work for Alex have deemed this site is, the type of title matching it is. So if you have like Crate and Barrel, I know this is a horrible site to do. So it says poor because it really is. It's poor matching. It doesn't do it very good. You're going to get a lot of mismatches. So poor depends on the day. So, you know, basically you want the UPC matches. And we do title matches. We do JCPenney's. I mean, we find so much stuff at JCPenney's because nobody else is searching for it. It's a title matching site, you know, and people don't want to put in the work. And the people who do put in the work are the ones who are going to get the best results. So if it just bothers you that much, stick to the UPC sites. That's how you're going to get the best results. You can get the least amount that are mismatches. And remember that it's not tactical arbitrage. If you're using OAX-Ray, you're going to get the same bad results because it's matching UPCs to the UPC that's entered in Amazon. It's pulling the information off of the website. So that information, you know, it's every tool is going to pull the same information. So if you stick to the UPC sites, you're going to cut down on mismatches. You mark it as a mismatch, you're never going to see that item again, and move on. And because of the lack of actionable results, I found a few, but just not that many. You know, John, I mean, you can, I mean, we can talk about this privately, but, you know, I really don't, I mean, I don't agree with the results. So, I don't, you know, I mean, we find hundreds and hundreds of items every day. So, you know, that we buy. So I really don't agree with what you're getting, but, you know, let's talk privately and like hone in on what issues you're having. Let's, you know, let's look at the sites you're working with, and, you know, the sites may just, you know, have bad results, you know, and again, it's, you know, if you're finding products that aren't good, or, you know, I mean, I don't know how many users there are to active arbitrage, but, you know, at least hundreds, maybe into the thousands. And, you know, there's a ton of people who are making, you know, doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month now, you know, a lot, and it has a lot to do with tactical arbitrage. So, you know, I mean, we're getting great results. Other people are getting great results. Obviously it's not the tool, and I'll be happy to go over, you know, with you the specifics of what you're doing to hopefully hone in on that. And I believe there was, let's see, Rob wanted to know 3 or 4 ASIN quantity changes in the last few weeks. We get ASIN quantity changes every day that the cases need to be open. I did a removal order and close the listing. No, do not do that. If you don't catch one within the first few hours and it sells, does Amazon hold you accountable? What's the best way to handle? I haven't had one yet, but I can see where that could occur on a fast moving night. Yes, it can, and it has. They're not going to hold you too accountable. You know, if it goes a week, you know, it's your responsibility to be keeping up with those emails, and, you know, that should be your first priority. You know, set a notification, you know, set it as whatever it is, the VIPs on your phone. But, you know, Amazon holds you accountable for, you know, keeping up with those emails. So if you say, oh, I just didn't see the email, you know, that's a bigger issue for Amazon than that one little product. You know, those emails are very important. So, okay, so let's go over, and I'm assuming this is from Greg because you're the newest member here, but I'd like to understand how buying the TA lists, Shawn, creates shortcuts the process of finding products. So the lists I make, and there are some other creators who make them, we have a lot of them. there's actually a list right here. Valerie will post the link. We give you 25% off if it's the bundles or the single list. It's TA-MM. If you're watching a replay, that may change. You know, if you don't know the code right now, that's a coupon code that works on everything except a couple products, like sign up for the Mastermind groups and also our step ahead tactical sourcing sheet we'll go over in a minute. But this is the list of all the ones that are available. Right, Valerie, can you post the link to you know, the pages you just made that have all of our, not the one for Alex, but the one for us that has a link to all of the videos and the other stuff, the direct link. So when you buy one of these lists, let me stop my share for just a moment. What these lists do is, what we've done is we've compiled through programming, not just, you know, a VA who checks, because then we can get a complete tree of the whole site. So if you go to Walmart, for example, what could take you, I don't know how long it would take you or a VA to do, days or hours, or I mean, I would say at least days, because some sites have up to 10,000 different categories. And what we've done is taken every category for a website. And I'm gonna bring one up and show you guys. We've taken every category and we've put them into a bulk sourcing sheet. So what this is gonna let you do is, in essence, search the whole site. So let me just bring up Walmart. It's only about 2,000 categories. Okay, so there's a list to buy them. As a Mastermind member, you always get 25% off. If you don't use the code, we can't give you discounts. We can't give a refund. It just doesn't work with Gumroad, the software we use. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. So you should see that here. So what this is, and what we've done here is, these are the category IDs that you would use for Walmart. And this is the starting page, of course, starts on page 1, what page it ends on. And so for Walmart, if you're using the API, which everybody should be doing, the Walmart website only shows 25 pages and up to 40 items per page. So that means you can only look at 1,000 items. But if you use the API that we work closely with Alex to get set up, is it's going to show you 100 items per page with no limit. So if you can see here, home decor rugs, which may not have anything that you need, has 1,018 pages, and that's 100 items per page. So that's 100,000, what is that, 101,800 items in that category, and they go down from there. So this one, you know, has, you know, 92,600 or so items in it. And it's going to go all the way down probably to page 1. So from 1 to 1, which means it has under 100 items in it. So so you can see 1,514 lines. That means it's 1,513 categories. Think about how long it would take you to go to you know, Walmart.com and search the hierarchy of every single category and find all the subcategories and have the complete to have a complete list like this of every category and subcategory. And I can tell you what this is going to amount to. This Walmart.com has over 4.2 million products listed on in their database. So what this is, you get this complete list. Now, remember that Tactical Arbitrage only allows 400 lines for a bulk search, or if you didn't know, that's what it allows when you're doing a search of a website. So what we do here is we're going to look at this, and we're going to, what I would do here is I'm going to sort this. So now I've sorted this by the full name. And as you can see here, you can only have these. We've also put it in the format of the bulk upload that you can do. So it's already in the right format. It's saved as a CSV file. All you have to do is come in here and narrow this down to 400 lines, delete this column. As it says full name, you must delete this column D before the scan will work. So you're going to get this down to 400 lines. You're going to delete this column, and then you're ready to upload. And that's all there is to it. So now to get it down there, what we suggest is to do a category or a group of subcategories that you want, because the results in books aren't going to be the same as the results in groceries that you like. So what we would do is, select whatever you wanted to save. If you just wanted to look at books, delete everything else but books out of this, and delete column D, of course, and then upload it. And then you would have a full scan of that category, that set of subcategories. Usually what we're going to do is split this up into several lists. So, we'll do one, everything that we want together that would have, similar results, like grocery, health, beauty, maybe auto is going to have the same type of results. So we can have, the same filters in tactical arbitrage, because obviously we may want to look at under 50,000 in grocery, but we may want to look at under 500,000 in books, for example. So, I think these lists are a great value. It's a great time saver. There's nothing you can do with stuff that you get from me that you couldn't do on your own. But I mean, the time savings is huge, and there's hundreds and hundreds of tactical arbitrage users that that are great. So the list is right here of what we have. And one other thing that we have, and I really don't talk about this very much at all, is this. It's called a Step Ahead Tactical Sourcing Sheet. It's under $25 a month. And if you're interested in expanding the stores you're looking at, if you're interested in looking, at more stores, this is, something we put a lot of time and effort into. And what this is I have a full-time employee that we've signed up for the mailing list for every store that Tactical Arbitrage supports in the US. And we get their emails every day. And today, for example, we went through over 500 emails, and we figure out what deals are worthwhile for Amazon sellers. Like here, Adorama. I mean, have you ever bought at Adorama? I haven't, but we signed up for their mailing list anyway, and they have up to an 80% off site-wide sale right now. This place, 50% off list price, $10 off of any $30 purchase, $20 off of one single item. Of course, Bed Bath & Beyond's always doing that. So you can, for one, get out of your comfort zone, and every store that Tactical Arbitrage supports, you now know all the deals that they have. Most of these aren't being advertised, and they're just usually just for people who sign up for their mailing list. When the deal starts, which sometimes they're starting in the future, and because they'll have, a deal. Today's Monday, they'll be posting a deal that, starts on Friday. So you can run that store now, and for the next 3 days, run the whole store, if you're going to get a 15% off site-wide, or 30% off of, all toys, or that's just top toys. But if, whatever the deal is, you can run all those products for the next few days, even before the deal starts. So when the deal starts, when the deal ends, I'll link to the sale if it's available. If not, we'll just send you to the main site. What kind of discount gift card there is, I'll link to the gift card site, the cashback site with a link to it. And then if we made a sourcing list, you're going to get, the direct link to go there. So now on top of that, what we also have in here is Cardbear. We've gone to Cardbear, and we have made a list of every site that they support. Over 400? I saw it. Let's see. Yeah, over 400. So 425, 424. A link to the site. We update it once a month, so we're going to be updating this in a few days. The data really doesn't change that much. The average discount, what the current discount is, and where we suggest you're going to set your alert for, or when we think you should buy you know, what point to buy it at. So if you want to go and set your alerts for your favorite stores, you know, this is where we suggest you set it at, where the place you want to buy. Okay, great. So Ted said, the step ahead is awesome. We purchased over 1,000 products last week with at least 70% ROI. Many things that don't look good at first pass become very profitable with the cashback and discount cards. So of course, nothing, you know, required here. I mean, for 25 bucks, I mean, you couldn't pay a, you know, a VA maybe, probably not even, you know, an hour a day to do that. So, I mean, if you want to sign up, there's a link. It's 25 bucks a month. Oh, and the best thing is we've done it in a Google Sheet. So it's live. So as we update this information, you can see it. You don't wait for an email, you know, once a day or once a week or however it would come out. Whenever you go there, that's the most current information. So, you know, there's no delays or wait for my morning email at 9 a.m. or whatever it is. You can just go there whenever you need the data, and it's the most current information that we have. And Valerie just posted the link too. So yeah, I hope I answered all the questions. We're way over our hour. But if anybody had anything else they wanted to cover or ask, you know, we're always here to help you out, and you know, just PM me guys during the week, and we'll be happy to help you guys with whatever you need. You know, we're right in the crunch of Q4, you know, leading up to Christmas. We only have a few weeks left, so don't waste your time researching right now. Now's not the time, you know, to try and figure stuff out. If you don't know how to do something, you have something that you know, want to be able to do, or, you know, even if you see a product, you don't know if it's worth buying. If you're new to OA, new to RA, you're out in the store, you know, shoot me a picture, you know, send me a link. I'll look at it immediately. You know, I am always buy some kind of device. You know, I'm always here for you guys. And, you know, so let me know what you need, and, you know, let's get you back going. Now is not the time to be guessing at things or any of that. Just, you know, let's keep it moving, and you know, send me questions anytime. Just send me a message on Facebook. You know, I keep the messenger on, you know, all the time. So, you know, just ask whatever you guys need. And oh, the large bags, right? I will find you the link. We actually have a, like I said, we and for bags, if you guys are using bags, you know, we go for speed. So the fastest thing to do is we use what I call zip top bags. It's like a Ziploc without, you know, the labels. There's the yellow and blue make green. You know, it's a commercial clear bag with a zip top. So no matter what you're doing, you cannot do it faster than that. If you have self-seal bags, it takes time to pull that little strip off, and it gets stuck to your hands and static cling, or you throw it on the floor. You got to seal it up and make sure it looks straight and all that. Okay. Or if you're doing shrink wrap, or if you're taping the bags, whatever you're doing, nothing is faster than using a zip top bag. So you put it in just like a Ziploc. You drop it in there, slide your finger across, and it's done. You know, it may cost a little bit more, but I mean, it's so little that it's negligible. I do have a great guy on eBay. We have, and what I would suggest all of you do is look for a local box distributor. There's probably a box manufacturer that's local to you that'll deliver to you. They deliver to me, you know, by the pallet. I call them up. They'll usually deliver the same day or the next day, and we also get our bags from them. You know, and now we buy bags by the case, but if you're starting out, or if you need like giant bags or whatever it is, buy you know, buy 100 at a time. So we started on eBay buying the bags, and I'll find the link. There's a great guy for that on eBay that we've been buying from forever, and he's got huge bags. And remember, they got to be at least 2 mils any kind of bags you buy, which is thickness. So 2 mil thick. You know, the bigger they get, you may need heavier. There's 2 mil, there's 4, 6, 8. You know, so if you see a set of bags for like $1,000 or something, or $800, you know, they might be 8 mil thick. So, you know, that mils is the thickness of the bag. So the requirement is 2, which is pretty thin, but it'll hold just about anything. But if you start putting, you know, 6 pound, 8 pound, whatever in there, you may need to get thicker stuff. But I will, I'll look that up for you, John, right now. And I'll get back to you in a few minutes on that. And we'll see you guys later. Good night.